At this time, I'll call to order the Solano Community College District Governing Board meeting of June 5th, 2024. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
President Honeychurch,
Here.
Trustee Cargo Reed,
Here.
Trustee Lopez Lada,
Here.
Trustee Thurston, Trustee Voice.
Here.
And Trustee Carr has indicated she will be here but will be late, and Trustee Young will also be late. So we do have quorum.
Thank you. This time, we'll entertain a motion to approve the agenda. I think you're making a motion to approve the agenda. Thank
I'll
you.
second that motion.
Turn on your mic. Thank you.
It's been moved
Oh.
and seconded to approve the agenda. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Are there any requests to speak from members of the public?
Not for tonight, no, thank you.
All right, thank you. So at this time, we'll move into closed session and reconvene the regular meeting at 7 o'clock. What is this? What does this mean?
I'm Andre Williams. I'm the lab tech at Solano Community College for welding in the CTE department. I went to Solano, I got my 2-year degree in mechatronics, and then I got hired here probably about a year after that. I think the program's good. We have a lot of equipment here, different shears, iron workers, we have a plasma table, plasma cutters, saws. We can do all different processes of welding from TIG, stick to MIG. So we have it all here. So we have real good relationships with the unions. So if you come here, finish some classes, get at least a certificate, you should be able to get into the door almost any union. So if you want to get into welding, no matter if it's a career path or something you want to do around home, this is a place we have all the stuff you can do and learn, and we'll teach it all. Solano Community College is the place for you.
If you're interested in the CIS programs or any CTE programs such as robotics or auto tech or welding, get in contact with us. You can send me an email and I will definitely get back to you. If you email me, I will get back to you within 24 hours and set up a time where we can meet and we can discuss the various programs that we have to offer. I know that Solano College has something for every high schooler in Solano County. There's no doubt about it. It's just that we want to have the opportunity to train you and to teach you so you can grow and enhance your ability to get gainful employment, but not only that, to be a continuous learner.
Hi, I'm Ruth Fuller and I'm a librarian here at Solano Community College, and I want to welcome you to our new Library and Learning Resources building. This library has been built for you. We have many areas for you to study in, from quiet, silent areas to reservable group study rooms, as well as large tables for you to study and work together. We have a textbook reserve collection that holds the textbooks for most, if not all, of your classes. We have computers for you to use. We have laptops that you can check out and take home. We have calculators for you to use with your math courses. We have bones that you can use with your science courses. You can get further information at www.solano.edu/library. This is our virtual library where all of our virtual library services are available, including chat service with our college librarians. Also on this page, you have access to our article databases for scholarly research, as well as our popular magazine service, where you can actually flip through magazines like Sports Illustrated or Time Magazine. We have our ebook collections, we have our film databases, and many, many other resources for you to use for your school needs as well as for fun. Our librarians and staff are here to help you with all of your research needs.
Yeah, I think that the opportunity we have here at Solano to get involved in our advanced manufacturing program is spectacular. I can't emphasize there's nowhere else in California you can work with hands-on this amount of equipment, this different types of equipment, automation equipment, robotics equipment. It is a standout program that we have here that's unlike any others in our region, and it will lead you to a rewarding career. I have all my students, getting jobs without a problem. You usually get to pick which jobs they want. I can't emphasize enough how a program like this can just really yield a great, successful career. If you want more information, please contact me. Again, Douglas Green, my email address, douglas.green, just like the color, @solano.edu. Hope to see you here.
I stand.
I stand.
I stand.
I stand against hate.
I will.
I will.
I will.
I will be an advocate for social justice.
In the fight against racism and hate.
In the fight against racism and hate.
In the fight against racism and hate.
I will support diversity, equity, and inclusion.
В борьбе с расизмом и ненавистью я буду бороться всегда, стискивая кулаки и сглатывая слезы.
In the fight against racism and hate.
In the fight against racism and hate.
In the fight against racism and hate, if necessary, I will get into good trouble.
Sa paglaban ng rasismo, hindi ako tatahimik.
In the fight against racism and hate.
In the fight against racism and hate.
In the fight against racism and hate, I will speak my truth.
I will not be silent.
I will prioritize community.
I will be an advocate.
In the fight against racism and hate,
we commit to doing better, to being bolder, and to contributing to a climate where hate is unacceptable and mindfulness and compassion are the norms.
We are Solano College.
I'm Andre Williams. I'm the lab tech at Solano Community College for welding in the CTE department. I went to Solano, I got my 2-year degree in mechatronics, and then I got hired here probably about a year after that. I think the program's good. We have a lot of equipment here, different shears, iron workers, we have a plasma table, plasma cutters, saws. We can do all different processes of welding from TIG, stick to MIG. So we have it all here. So we have real good relationships with the unions. So if you come here, finish some classes, get at least a certificate, you should be able to get into the door almost any union. So if you want to get into welding, no matter if it's a career path or something you want to do around home, you know, this is a place we have all the stuff you can do and learn, and we'll teach it all. Solano Community College is the place for you.
If you're interested in the CIS programs or any CTE programs such as robotics or auto tech or welding, get in contact with us. You can send me an email and I will definitely get back to you. If you email me, I will get back to you within 24 hours and set up a time where we can meet and we can discuss the various programs that we have to offer. I know that Solano College has something for every high schooler in Solano County. There's no doubt about it. It's just that we want to have the opportunity to train you and to teach you so you can grow and enhance your ability to get gainful employment, but not only that, to be a continuous learner.
Hi, I'm Ruth Fuller, and I'm a librarian here at Solano Community College, and I want to welcome you to our new Library and Learning Resources building. This library has been built for you. We have many areas for you to study in, from quiet, silent areas to reservable group study rooms, as well as large tables for you to study and work together. We have a textbook reserve collection that holds the textbooks for most, if not all, of your classes. We have computers for you to use. We have laptops that you can check out and take home. We have calculators for you to use with your math courses. We have bones that you can use with your science courses. You can get further information at www.solano.edu/library. This is our virtual library where all of our virtual library services are available, including chat service with our college librarians. Also on this page, you have access to our article databases for scholarly research, as well as our popular magazine service, where you can actually flip through magazines like Sports Illustrated or Time Magazine. We have our ebook collections, we have our film databases, and many, many other resources for you to use for your school needs as well as for fun. Our librarians and staff are here to help you with all of your research needs.
this time, we'll reconvene the regular meeting and report of action in closed session. There was one item we are required to report, which is the superintendent has requested a proportionate share of one-time only funds from the 20. I'm sorry? Well, it's on a need-to-know basis. Well, what am I supposed to do, turn off the fans? I don't know. I'll try to speak up. All right, in closed session, we approved the superintendent's president's request for a proportionate share of one-time only funds from the 22-23 year-end savings. The trustees approved 8.79% of her 22-23 annual salary. Faculty, classified and confidentials, and ALG received their proportionate share of the 22-23 one-time payment earlier this semester. The vote was unanimous in favor of this. The actual amount of money is $22,045.32, which is going to be put in a fund for scholarships. So with that, there was no other action taken in closed session. So at this time, I'll open it up to comments from members of the public. Are there requests to speak? Wait, Lisa Neely, your Vice President.
Thank you. Good evening, President Honeychurch and members of the board. It's with great pleasure I'd like to present a certificate conferring the title of Dean Emeritus to Shirley Lewis, who's an invaluable member of the Solano community and has served in multiple different management positions over her 26 years of service. As per the process, this request was raised from her colleagues who wrote letters of support that I then submitted to the superintendent president, who has approved the conferral. And I'd like to just read a few excerpts to give you a flavor of the support and admiration that so many folks hold for Shirley Lewis. Dr. Lewis is a true leader in our community. She not only leads by her words and actions, but also by how well she listens. This is evident as students, staff, and faculty easily approach Dr. Lewis for her opinions and guidance. She's honest, provides encouragement, and gives others opportunities to grow. That was written by Dara Macareg, who is our EOPS Care and Next Step coordinator. This next letter was written by Professor Maria Isip Batista, and just an excerpt. Shirley is an inspiration. She cares passionately about our diverse student population and is always backs a new program or initiative, if it's something that will positively impact our student body. Her leadership in the Rising Scholars Program, Legal Pathways Program, and the Vallejo campus were paramount and only a small subset of her contributions. I have lately been fortunate to work with Shirley in co-leading the ANAPI, Asian American Native Hawaiian Pacific Islander Student Achievement Program. We'll miss her enthusiastic presence and hands-on leadership in this work. She's even offered to stay in touch to continue to support the program in retirement, further exemplifying her commitment to Solano Community College, its students, and the transformational power of building community together. And finally, Professor Lene Jaimez writes, Dean Lewis has supported and encouraged me as a faculty member and as the co-advisor for PTK, Phi Theta Kappa. She played a significant role in the establishment of the Phi Theta Kappa Honor Society at Solano Community College. She guided this program single-handedly for many years. Regardless of the position she was serving the college in, Dean Lewis always had solutions for my students in need. Her commitment to serving students is her driving force. I am grateful to have had the opportunity to work with such a compassionate, caring person. She is a respected elder in our Solano community with years of institutional knowledge, and as such, she is most deserving of Dean Emeritus status. And so we have a certificate that we'd like to present to Shirley Lewis. If you'd like to come up, it reads, Solano Community College in recognition of meritorious service to the college on recommendation of the superintendent president, Dean of Academic Support Service hereby has designated Shirley Lewis as Dean Emeritus effective this 5th day of June 2024. Oh.
Solano Community College has managed to surprise me a couple times this year, and I just wanted to express my gratitude to my bosses. David, you've served as my VP. Lisa, you've been my VP for almost 2 years now. And then, of course, Celia, for your leadership. I've just been blessed to have had the opportunity to work at a place that I've wanted to stay at for, many years. The trustees, I've gotten to know them quite well. Many of them have been faculty at Solano and share my commitment. Thank you for your support through the years. And of course, Trustee Honeychurch, it's been a while. We've been on this journey for a while, and I want to thank you also for just your work and commitment to the college. I want to thank my colleagues in the audience, my wonderful deans and former coworkers, and I'll just miss the place. I'm here in the community. Hopefully I'll be involved in one way or another. I think I still have some energy left to contribute, and so let me know if I can be of help at all. And thank you so much for this honor. I really appreciate it very much. Thank
We
you.
may be calling you.
So we would like to get a photograph. Dr. Lewis, Shirley. So we want to get a photo, and I want to say thank you to you. Thanks for all your work here for so long. And when somebody referenced you as an elder, I don't think of you as an elder. So not to worry.
Yeah, me either. And I really, really appreciated you at
So we'll reconvene the meeting at this time. And were there any other requests to speak on public comment part? Next item is item 10, the consent agenda. All matters listed under the consent agenda are considered by the board to be routine and will be enacted by the board in one motion. There's no discussion on these items prior to the time the board votes on the motion unless members of the board, staff, or public request specific items to be discussed and or removed. Time will be provided before the vote for clarification questions without removing an item from the consent agenda. Are there any questions on the consent agenda? If not, the chair will entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I'll make a motion to approve.
All right, there's a motion and a second.
I'll second.
2 seconds.
Yeah.
So it's been moved and seconded to approve the consent agenda. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
There are no items removed. We're on to non-consent agenda items, action items. first presented by Celia Esposito Noy, which is the resolution with the specifications of the election order for the consolidated board. Did I? How is that possible? 11, 12, superintendent, non-consent agenda items, action items.
That would be my retirement.
Ah,
Would you like me to speak to it, or?
no, I want,
Isn't there 12A?
no. There's A and B. It's the election. It has nothing to do with you.
Got it. Thank you.
Okay? It's your, let me help you. You're on your number, or letter C. Letter C. Let's get on with the election.
Well, she jumped it up.
So, I have some comments at that time. But anyway, the resolution, which is specifications of the election order for the board member election, Solano County. And you're presenting this item.
Yes, I am. Thank you so much. We have 3 seats that are up for re-election this year, trustees from area 3, 5, and 7. And in order to get these names and these positions on the ballot, we need to pass this resolution for Solano County's ballot.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Okay.
I'll second that.
Discussion? If not, please call the roll.
Trustee Voice.
Aye.
President Honeychurch. Trustee Cara. Trustee Cargo Reed.
Aye.
Trustee Lopez Lada. Trustee Thurston. Trustee Young. Motion passes.
Next item is item 12B, which is a resolution regarding the election order for the board member election in Delaware County. Motion to approve the resolution.
I move for approval of item 12B.
I'll second that motion.
It's been moved and seconded to approve this resolution number 2324-3. Dean, sorry, which is the election in Yolo County. Any discussion, questions? If not, please call the roll.
Trustee Young. Trustee Thurston.
Aye.
Trustee Cargo Reed.
Aye.
Trustee Lopez Lada.
Aye.
Trustee Voice.
Aye.
President Honeychurch.
Aye.
Trustee Cara. Motion passes.
All right, thank you. And this brings us to item C, which is Human Resources. Sal Abadi's the presenter, but I think I'm the presenter. So, you're welcome. So at this time, there's a request to retire by our Superintendent-President, Celia Esposito Noy, and I want to say that that she has done just a fabulous job as a superintendent. I think she sees things through the prism of what's best for the students of Solano Community College and what's best for the college in all our decision-making. And she's brought us up in terms of enrollment, in terms of employee, faculty, CSEA, Local 39 relations, and it's just generally respected in the college community here. So you've done a great job. And at this time, we'd like to present you with a bouquet of flowers as a testament to our loyalty to you. And soon there might be something to put them in.
Yeah, there's a basin I haven't done there so they don't die in the heat.
So great job to our superintendent. And anyone else has a comment, then feel free to speak up.
Oh, sorry. No, you have done such a great job for us. You are the best. I keep telling you, you're the best one we've ever had, and you really have been just great and really have served our college well, and the students and the board.
I just have 2 words. A++. In 42 years, very few A's have been earned by students from me, okay? A++.
A+++.
Right.
I'll just share the impact you've had on us as a board for sure. I was fortunate to join the board just shortly after you joined the college. And so anything that I thought was an issue, you were already on it and you already saw it, and we saw eye to eye on so many different things. And so I in the 8 years that I've been on the board, working with you has helped me grow a ton, and we've been through hell and high water, as everybody has mentioned, right? Pestilence and all. So I really, really appreciate the work you've done and being a partner with you.
I'll add my piece. As one of the newer members, I can definitely say that it struck me that when I went to the new trustee training, just about everyone stopped me and said how lucky we were to have Celia. To the point where I had to tell them she's not looking for another job. Because there were more than a couple trustees that said, hey, well, we have someone retiring at our multi-college. And I said, no. So your impact has been clearly far and wide. We hope you enjoy retirement. Don't work too hard.
And I want to extend for myself we all agree how gracious we were to have you here. We do wish you a amazing retirement. We hope you get to do all the things you were too tied up to do because you took phone calls 23 hours out of the 24-hour days. And also, as new trustee, I do appreciate your guidance and how you were able to keep me informed so I didn't make missteps that would hurt my colleagues or the college. So I really value you. Thank you.
All right.
Well, I appreciate all of you. As I've said, this has been a phenomenal board to work for and with. And when I was doing a search for a presidency, the first thing I did look at was the functioning board. And thank you to those of you who've been here for a while, Trustees Honeychurch and Young and Thurston, who really helped make this place a better place and make it attractive for those of us who were looking for a CEO position. And so I am forever grateful for your support and your kindness, and it has been a joy to work with you. So thank you.
Well, thank you. Thanks for the time you spent here. We all appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
So with that, Chair will entertain a motion to approve the resignation to retire.
I'll second the motion.
All right, it's been moved and seconded. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So the motion carries. So congratulations. I think this was a misstep on your part, but
Right.
okay. Next item, I think you're introducing, is a new supervisor job description, Rising Scholars Program.
Yeah, I believe VP Williams will be sharing this information.
Thank you, President Honeychurch and members of the board. We're presenting for you tonight a new job description for a supervisor to work in our Rising Scholars Program. As you know, in a couple of updates to the board, our program for incarcerated students has grown tremendously over the last couple of years. Part of this was facilitated by the pandemic, which caused us to transition to some correspondence education, which allowed us to offer classes to more students. And with the growth of the program, we find the need to have more support in the office to help with registration, all of the setting up the classes, working with the faculty. So there's a tremendous amount of work being done with Rising Scholars, and this supervisor position will help us serve those students effectively.
Is there a motion to approve the job description?
I'll make a motion to approve 12D.
It's moved and seconded. Any questions? Any further? Go ahead.
I don't know how to say this without saying it badly, so I'm just going to throw it out there. When we hire somebody, can we hire somebody that is somebody that our incarcerated students can identify with? If that's in any way possible. What I'm trying to say is that we know things do better when people feel understood.
Thank you.
Does that make sense? I
understand what you're saying,
Maybe it doesn't
yes.
make sense, but what I'm trying to say is, yeah, you got it.
Thank you.
Well, obviously.
Well, there
Yes,
is a
thank
new
you.
convicted felon available. Well, there is that. All right. With that in mind, I think there was a motion and a second. So all those in favor of approving the job description, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next item is under Finance and Administration, will be presented by Vice President Susan Weed. It's a contract award to ADIS Architects for Building 800 Nursing and EMT Room Renovations Project. So, Vice President Weed.
Yes, thank you, President Honeychurch, members of the board. Item E and F actually go together. There we go. They go together. It's for the expansion of our sim lab for our nursing and EMT program, so that we can offer more realistic avenues for them to train with as we go forward. And we're asking that you approve both of these contracts.
All right, so thank you. Is there a motion to approve the contract award to ADIS Architects?
Since VP Wheat spoke to items E and F and said they were related, I'll make a motion for us to approve E and F.
I'll second that.
All right. Are there any further questions on it? Discussion? If not, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Which moves us to G, the tentative district budget, proposed time and place for public hearing and adoption of the official district budget, also presented by Vice President Wheat.
Yes, thank you. This is going to be my long one for tonight. Hopefully it won't go too long. This is our presentation of the tentative budget for 24-25. I know you were presented a copy of this presentation, but it's up on your screens as we go through it as well. You should all also have received the lovely tentative budget booklet that has some more detailed information in it.
VP, we just as a thing, we're having a really hard time hearing up here, and we're getting nothing out of our monitor, and so they're looking into it right now. So
all right, it's really close. We'll wait until we get that. Thank you. Is that any better? I'll try to use my outside voice a little bit. All right. All right. At the last meeting, I went over the third quarter budget update, which had the May revise highlights. They are included in this presentation as well. I won't go into them any more detail because we already went through them. We'll go right into our revenues for our unrestricted fund. For 23-24, for all of our revenues and our expenses, you'll see that it's using the budget update from the third quarter. When we do the adopted budget in August and September, they'll use the actual figures for the end of the year. So these are using what I presented to you last meeting. We're looking at an increase in the revenues from our base allocation, our supplemental allocation, and our student success allocation. These are conservatively projected at a 0% increase in COLA and a 0% increase in FTES. Even though we're paid on that base allocation on the current year FTES, I like to budget conservatively and do it as a 0% growth. So that's what this is showing. Overall, budget is up from this year by about $1 million projected for next year. And you can see how it's allocated across those areas. In our expenses, let me see if I can make that a little bit bigger. So our expenses, again, it's showed out between our salaries, our supplies and materials, our other services and outgoing on operating expenses. You'll see the one thing that's kind of strange that we don't normally see from one year to the next, and that's the decrease in those salaries from this year to next year. And that's because we had that one-time payout in the budget of approximately $3.5 million that we did this year from the 22-23 surplus. So that makes those salaries go down. Again, when we do the audited or the actual budget in August and September, you'll have the actual figures from the full year. So you'll see some changes in those salaries and benefits as we do those actuals and project forward from there. Our salaries and benefits are approximately 82.4% of our expenses. So right in that sweet spot of where we're looking at, where you like between 80 and 85%. So we're right in the middle there. We have a slight decrease in our services and other operating expenses in anticipation of solar savings as soon as we get that solar array up and running, which is hopefully soon. And then just so for your knowledge, our PERS employer contribution rates increased. This is for PERS, so for most of our classified employees increasing from 26.68% to 27.05%. And our Kaiser Health Insurance increased approximately 11% from 2023 to 2024. So you'll see that's some of the increases that you'll see in those benefits that we show there. As we move to the ending fund balance and what that looks like. So again, we're taking the anticipated ending fund balance as of the end of the third quarter. That will change as we get those actuals figures in there. We still have the salary improvements that we gave in 22-23 that we're taking from the reserve over 5 years. We take 1.8 million from the reserve to cover that. We also have a technology non-capital expense reserve that we did from our surplus from last year. And then the STRS PERS reserve and the OPEB liability reserve that's been in there. Our board required 5% minimum reserve and then our stability reserve. Between that board required minimum reserve and the stability reserve, we're sitting right at about 22%. Again, right, and that's a sweet spot where we want to be between that 20 and 25%. It is anticipated in deficit spend for 24-25. We plan for a deficit spend. This year probably is the first year that we will actually see a deficit spend. Majority of that is from that 3.5 one-time funds as well. We'll see how the year goes and what the state budget does when it comes out in a few weeks. But we're looking still really good with our reserves and where we're at as a college. Our 5-year outlook is using, again, conservative numbers as we look in the out years. The revenues use the Chancellor's Office anticipated increases in revenues over the years using a flat FTES with no enrollment increases. And then our expenses use still a conservative 3% increase over the out years. You'll see our required instability reserve goes from about 22% to about 24%, staying really consistent throughout those 5 years. We have some outlooks for our other funds that has more detail in the full budget that you can go through. But I wanted to point out our other post-employment benefits, our OPEB fund. We're looking to end this year at about 6.6 million in our trust fund, as well as in the 4 million for our general budget reserve. So about 10.6 million in that fund. At the end of next year, we're looking at about 11 million in that fund. As of our actuarial that we had done June 30th of 2023, our total liability is about 13.7 million. So we're looking at about 80% funded, which is right. We're right in that sweet spot for all of these things that we want to be at. So again, we're looking really good in that. I wanted to point out our return. Sorry, let me go back. Our return on investment in that on those OPEB funds for the 23-24 fiscal year average through March 31st is ranging about 9.93%. The 1 year average is about 12.7%. And our 5-year average on that return on investment is about 6%. So we're seeing some really good return on investment on those funds. Our budget timeline today is the tentative budget that I'm asking you to approve. The state budget approval should come between June 15th and July 1st, with our final budget proposal bringing to you on August 21st, with the public hearing and adoption on September 4th. I'd be happy to answer any questions that you may have. Otherwise, I leave it to you for your vote.
Are there questions? Go ahead.
Of this one? Yes. Okay. Let me get to the page and then I'm in. Okay, ask your question one more time for me, please. The zero textbook cost. I'm going to ask VP Williams to kind of touch on that a little bit because he kind of heads that program.
Yes, thank you for your question. So there's been a real interest at the Chancellor's office. It's a long-going interest for students that the cost of textbooks is outrageous, and it tends to be one of the biggest barriers to success and access for our system. So we have initiatives on campus to use open educational resources, free resources, and also some of our departments have created libraries that students can use. The funding that you're seeing here in this is an allocation that's given to every college. There are some restrictions on this funding. What the goal of the Chancellor's office is to create zero textbook cost programs that are collaborations between colleges. So we submitted for our zero textbook grant a proposal to work on an anthropology program. And so we have one of our faculty members wrote a textbook and then working with other colleges to create a program that would make that a zero textbook cost pathway. We're also accepting proposals from current faculty who also want to do the same thing. We have proposals from math and from chemistry to create zero cost textbooks for students in those programs. As you know, chemistry, a textbook can cost $300-400. So this could be real. But the goal on these is not individual faculty in a classroom. The goals of these are collaborative efforts within departments to create pathways for students to make courses accessible. Yeah, the goal would be for as many faculty as possible to adopt zero cost textbooks, and this also goes to other materials in a class as well. There are some courses and some programs where having a textbook from a publisher is helpful to the student post-graduation. So a lot of our nursing students, for example, need some of these big expensive books because they use them in their career. There is increased improvement in the open educational resources. Early on, a number of years ago, a number of faculty were concerned about the quality and the rigor of some of the free textbooks, but that has improved greatly. And so we have our one of our librarians, Atticus Fry, is our zero cost textbook contact on campus, and he works individually with faculty and with programs to help identify quality free textbooks for students. We also have the low-cost textbook program, so any faculty member that has a textbook cost below $40, we also identify that on the class schedule, and that does help students make decisions on what classes they want to take. Those classes that are identified as zero or low-cost textbook courses do fill up. Students use that. It's a decision point for them, and so we understand the value of it, and we're continually working with our faculty to look for options for them. In my grant, when we proposed this grant, I had targeted 75%. I don't know exactly where we are right now, but every semester we're getting more and more faculty adopting these.
All right, any other questions, comments? If not, what we're approving here, well, first of all, we need a motion to approve the tentative budget for 24-25 that was just presented. Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the tentative budget for 24-25.
Thank you.
I'll second.
So it's been moved and seconded to approve the tentative district budgets. And so all those in favor, please say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries. Next item is item H, which is a vendor agreement with Greater Food Vending. Is
Yes, me again.
Okay.
Our ASSC students put out an RFP for our vending machine services. We put it in our newspapers and sent it out to vending machine service providers that we know of, and we got proposals back. ASSC went through the evaluation of these vendors and has selected Greater Good Vending Services to be our new vending provider on all 3 campuses, and we are asking for your approval.
Questions, comments? Is there a motion to approve the recommendation of vendor agreement with Greater Food Vending?
I move for approval of Greater Food, of this motion, 12H.
Thank you. Discussion, questions? Is there a second?
I'll second.
So it's moved and seconded to approve the vendor agreement with Greater Food Vending. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next item is item I, addendum to contract with Solano County Office of Education to supply print shop and courier services.
Yes, last one for me tonight. Maybe. This is a renewal and extension of a contract with Solano County Office of Education for our print services and courier services. This is a great relationship that we have with Solano County Office of Education, and we're asking that you approve the extension of that contract.
Is there a motion to approve the addendum to the contract with Solano County of Education?
I'll make that motion to approve item 12I.
I second
Correct.
the motion.
All right, all those in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next item is a bond item. Vice President Lucky Lofton is the presenter, and it's a Measure Q bond spending plan update, number 28.
Yes, thank you, President Honeychurch. Of the board. This particular bond spending plan update is our process of adjusting funds in different budgets. This is not intended to increase project budgets or deal with change orders. It's just adjusting funds for maintenance funds that are being moved and other minor fund changes. So we're requesting the board's approval of these reallocations.
All right, is there a motion to approve the reallocations? All
I'll second that.
right, it's been moved and seconded to approve Measure Q bond spending plan update. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
President Honeychurch,
Yes.
on this warm evening, I would like to make a motion to open up all of the contracts for discussion and give VP Lofton a chance to talk on any of them that might be useful. And so that's, I'll make a motion for item 12K LMNOP.
Second the motion.
So it's moved in. All right, so Vice President Lofton, do you have any comment on each of these or any of these?
Well, let me be brief. There's some of these are zero cost changes simply to scheduling. There is one unique one at the last one, which allows us to develop a new fire alarm system plan because the equipment manufacturer has updated their equipment and no longer will be supporting the equipment that we have in all of our buildings. So that one is probably the most, that one is the one that was not planned for, but we are adjusting and creating plans to deal with that particular issue. Otherwise, I'm open to any other question on any of these items.
Are there any questions of Mr. Lofton? There, I see two hands up.
Right now,
We
if something
can't
were to
hear
happen to
you.
our alarm system, would they take care of it now? It's past due for us to get something done so they can come in and fix it, the current one.
Related to the fire alarm system. We have two remodeling projects, building 300 and 1600, and in our design development, we were informed that our current fire alarm modules are no longer available, and we'll need to replace them in 300 and 1600. But in doing so, there is a number of network-related issues because the fire alarm resides on the district's network. And in order to properly plan for replacing all of them over time, this will take a number of years for us to replace each building's main module. But we also have to plan for the networking of these modules and how they'll network in a different way from our current system. So for a period of time, we will actually have two fire alarm systems for the Fairfield campus as we migrate.
Okay, very good. So in case of fire, we have alarm system working. Very good.
That's certainly our hope.
Oh, yes. That's it.
Trustee Cara?
Can you give us a little review of 12O, Building 300 Modernization Project? Just a little update for people maybe listening at home?
We awarded the contract and we're getting ready to start the relocation, which is why 12O is a contract for moving services so that we can move folks out of the building. There's a number of steps in this process. We have to create the swing space for our early college high school to in order for them to continue teaching here on campus, and that project is well underway. You see the portables over by, or the modular buildings over by the 1200 Theater. They'll be ready for the fall semester. And we met with our physics and astronomy faculty yesterday, updating them on the process, and they actually helped to improve the process, letting us know what their requests were for various teaching tools in the different classrooms. So I think the project is set to begin and will be successful this year.
All right, thanks very much. So there's a motion and a second to approve. I believe it's starting with J. Yeah, okay. It's items K through O. So all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. K through P. Right, all those in favor, please say aye. One more time.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, motion, thank you. Motion's approved. Which brings us to Q, which is Academic Affairs presented by Vice President David Williams. It's approval of revisions of Academic Affairs Board policies. So Vice President Williams.
Thank you, President Honeychurch and members of the board. You have two academic affairs policies in front of you for second reading and approval tonight. The first one is on program discontinuance, and this is the policy whereby faculty or management can discontinue a program that's no longer relevant or that we don't have the capacity for. Another outcome of the discontinuance process is program improvement. So if a program is struggling, this policy would help us address some of the struggles in that program and help us improve it if that is the wish of the program. The second policy in front of you is the academic freedom policy. As you know, academic freedom is under attack across the nation, and our faculty felt very strongly that they needed to update this to protect their rights in academia, and so we're asking for your approval of these two policies tonight.
All right, is there a motion to approve item Q? Sorry? Was there a question?
I had a question.
Sure.
So can you elaborate, just in case nobody had read that, which I did, but for the public, what the academic freedom that we're voting for? Can you give me an overview?
Right. Academic freedom has been interpreted very broadly, but essentially, at its heart, academic freedom is the right of faculty to conduct research and to teach topics that might be controversial without fear of retribution. We were very clear in this policy to elucidate that there also is a freedom of speech policy, but that's separate from academic freedom. So academic freedom is the protection of faculty to research and teach material that could be deemed controversial, as long as it's done with integrity and backed up by facts.
Thank you for explaining that.
And just to say, the faculty feel very strongly about that. And of course, as a former faculty member and as administrating the college, we also believe very strongly in that, in academic freedom. We support this.
Well, thank you. So we need a motion. Is there a second?
I'll second.
So it's been moved and seconded to approve the revisions of academic affairs board policies. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. This brings us to item R, which is an agreement renewal with Napa County Library for Polaris subscription and Unity courier services.
Yes, this is a renewal contract. We are part of a consortium with Napa County and Solano County, and this is the software and the program that allows for circulation services in our library, the ability of students and members of the community to check out books and also do interlibrary loan in our collaboration with Napa County. So this is a 5-year contract. We're asking for your approval.
Any questions? If not, is there a motion to approve the agreement with Napa County Library? Could somebody
I move.
make the Thank you.
Excuse me. Did you ask for
A motion to approve the renewal agreement with Napa County Library for Polaris subscription and Unity courier services.
I move for approval of item
R.
12R.
Thank you.
I'll second.
So moved and seconded to approve this agreement, item R. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Next item is 12S, which is Student Services. Vice President Lisa Neely is the presenter. It's a Child Care Center Partnership Contract for Head Start and Early Head Start Services.
Thank you, President Honeychurch and members of the board. So this is an annual renewal of an agreement we have with Child Start, which is a state-funded program between us, them and us. And basically that allows for covering 10 Head Start students and 10 early Head Start well, I shouldn't say student children. Because the Head Start is between the ages of 3 and 4, and of course early Head Start are 10 slots for children between the ages of 0 and 3 years. So this is an annual agreement. This is a renewal, and we are welcoming and hoping the board will approve. Thanks.
All right, thank you. Is there a motion to approve this Child Care Center partnership?
I move that we have, excuse me, go ahead.
I'll make a motion to approve 12S and
Second.
All right, thank you. Any questions? If not, all those in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. This brings us to item T, Information Technology. Vice President John Corneliuson is the presenter. It's a technical support services contract renewal with Oracle.
Yes,
Tell us all about it.
All right, I'll be happy to. Thank you, President Honeychurch and members of the board. This is also an annual renewal of our Oracle license and technical support. Oracle is, of course, the database that powers our Banner ERP system. Pretty essential that we renew this, so I'm asking for the board's approval.
All right, thank you. Questions? If not, Chair will entertain a motion to approve the contract renewal with Oracle.
I'll make the motion to approve item 12T, and then I just have one question.
Sure, let me get a second first. Is there a second?
I'll second.
All right, go ahead.
I just wanted to ask, is because it's been a year, is this an increase in services or an increase of contract amount? Like, how is this?
It's
run?
a slight increase.
Slight increase,
yeah, they do that. Pretty much all vendors kind of factor in a nominal increase.
I'm sorry, I
It-
didn't
yeah,
hear
we're-
that last.
Yes, it is an increase in price. The services remain the same, the licenses remain the same.
Like,
Can you tell us what the increase price is?
It's Oracle. I have to call Larry and ask. Yeah, I Larry Ellison, of course, right? Most software vendors will increase the price unless you lock in a price for a 3 to 5 year term. This is an annual renewal, so it's subject to annual increases. I'd have to follow up on the actual difference between last year and this year.
I apologize. I want to say that last year's agreement was between 97 and 98,000. So it was about 98,000 last year.
Okay.
And what is it now?
101.
But if we locked it in for 3 years, there wouldn't be an increase. Have we ever thought about that, or is there a logical reason for not doing that?
Yeah, there was actually. So we're in the process of going to Banner SaaS, and then, there's issues with that project, but basically when it's all said and done, we will no longer need this Oracle license. So we don't want to enter into a long-term agreement with them. Yeah. Yeah. This is a tough night. The heat.
Well, if I have it, I'll explain it later. It's now on, okay? So all those in favor of the technical support services contract renewal with Oracle, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. And now it's the next item is item U, which is approval of information security policy, which I assume that
Yes,
Vice
thank
President
you.
Cornelius is presenting as well.
Thank you, President Honeychurch, members of the board. This is the second reading of the Information Security Policy, Board Policy 3910, which basically is required for what's called GLBA compliance. That's the Grams-Leach-Lilly Act. As we saw a few board meetings ago, the auditors reported that was one of finding. We need to have in a board policy that's approved by the board and meets all the requirements of GLBA, which this policy does. And I'm asking for approval of this policy, and I'm happy to answer any questions regarding it.
So are there any questions on the policy? Is there a motion to approve
I'll make the motion to
the
approve.
security policy?
Second.
Thank you. Any questions? All right, all those in favor of the approval of the information security policy, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Next item is item 13, information items, no actions required. It's the first reading of the violence-free workplace. You have comments?
I'll take this one.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. This is the first reading of a new policy. Per a new law, it mandates that we have a workplace violence-free prevention plan. And part of that plan is to have a violence-free policy, which is what this is. Both Human Resources and our Department of Public Safety are working on that plan together. Again, this is the policy that goes along with that plan. It will come back at our next meeting for a vote.
Workplace violence of any kind is unacceptable. It's part of the policy. So we'll take this up at the next meeting. The other item is Measure Q, Quarterly Progress Report from Lucky Lofton. Is there anything to report on this quarterly report beyond what we already have?
Nothing that can't be read in the report that you've been sent. If you have any specific questions, I'd be happy to answer those.
Thank you. Vice President Lofton, other questions on the progress report? Thanks again for attending tonight. There are no questions, so it brings us to announcements. Are there any announcements from board or staff, administration?
Yeah, I have one. one.
Go ahead.
I just wanted to firstly say congrats on graduation. I think that was, last year and this year were very, very exceptionally well done. So we really appreciated how smooth and exciting, and the atmosphere was electric. Our Fairfield Sassoon Early College High School program had, if I think I'm correct, in 37, is that the number? I think 37 is the number of associate's degree earners who walked across our stage, and they haven't walked across their high school stage yet. They'll do that tomorrow. So they received associates before their high school graduation, and they were very excited to be part of our graduation. We had an outstanding number. So thank you very much for graduation.
So Marie had her hand up first, then I'll get to
I
you.
just would like to remind everyone assembled that Juneteenth is on June 15th. And I will be giving my award from State Senator Bill Dodd for the 2024 Solano County Women of the Year at that event. I chose to have him award it to me at that event, since I was a charter member of that organization when it started in the 80s.
Congratulations to you for getting that award. Where is that, by the way? Where is the presentation?
At Vallejo Waterfront,
All right.
Barbara Morris area.
All right, thank you. Trustee Cara?
Well,
I
I
just
wanted
say
to compliment about the graduation too, but one thing that I thought was very interesting was my family came back and said they got popcorn and they got all this other stuff while they were sitting there. And I thought, what a lovely idea. And they really, really needed the popcorn. So I must admit, I was impressed, and it was compliments to everybody. That really made it a little bit even more special. Thank you.
Popcorn.
Thank you. Well, popcorn and everything else, they all got gifts. Yeah, I thought that was lovely. Thank you.
Yeah, I think it was one of the best, and thanks to Vice President Neely for her participation in that.
I still like the drive-by one better. I must admit, the drive-by one with the family in the car and everybody kind of excited. But that said, well done, everybody.
Thank you. Oh, sorry, go ahead. I have to look to my right.
Sorry about that. I just wanted to say that yes, the graduation ceremony was absolutely phenomenal. And I also wanted to extend a congratulations. We had actually some awards given out to, excuse me, my voice is going, too many graduations. The superintendent, she received her award. I forgot the name of the award though, because I'm on the spot. But yes, congratulations, and congratulations to you, Trustee Anne Marie, for the Woman of the Year award. I actually went to one of those events 2 years ago. They're amazing. You're well deserving of it. And all these phenomenal ladies that have earned their awards this year. Thank you.
All right, that brings us to adjournment.
Can I do one item from the board
sure.
first? I just
sorry.
wanted to give one preview item. Our outstanding student trustee, Srinivasan, is continuing to lobby for the menstrual health bill that has now passed the Assembly, and so is now in the process of working its way through the Senate. And I think it would be, especially since she's a representative of a Solano Community College club that has really pushed for this, that I know we've often kept out of things that don't directly impact us, but I think this is one that we've had such a hand in as a Solano College that I think it would be great if we could pass a resolution. So I would like to bring one forward at the next meeting in support of
Excellent.
So ABE 122.9 2229, right? Is it 1229 or 2229? But either way, menstrual health,
Whatever is correct.
Comprehensive mental health education in K through 12. So yeah.
Good. All right. Thank you. Now, at this time, the chair will entertain a motion to adjourn. You're correct on the date.
I'll second.
It's moved and seconded to adjourn the meeting. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Great meeting, President. It's only